Good evening, everyone. You know what time it is. It's Hybrid Series time. Formula Track League presents the Vermin Formula Experience Hybrid Series Season 6. And if that isn't a mouthful, I don't know what is. We're here tonight. We're going to be racing at Bahrain. I'm here joined by my good old friend, Martin Jacobson. You might know him as Shady, though. How's it going? This is your moment to talk.
Come again?
This is where you talk. Say hello.
Oh, well, there's definitely something in the Bahrain air tonight, and I'm not just talking about the sand. Coming from a race last race around in Austria, we had a blistering race, didn't we?
Yeah, you're right there. I mean, let's head to the track facts, eh? So round 2 at Bahrain Grand Prix. You know, we'll be racing around 15 corners tonight around the 5.4 kilometer circuit. The track was introduced back in 2004, and it was the first Middle Eastern track to feature on the Formula 1 calendar. But yeah, let's look at the track stats.
Yeah, worth mentioning as well, not Formula 1, there's also Formula 2 around here, and between 2006 and 2010 we had V8 supercars doing the Desert 400 around here.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff going on in Bahrain, but tonight we're racing the RSS Formula Hybrid 2019. We're doing 33 laps, I believe, around this circuit tonight. And yeah, why don't we just head trackside and see what's happening, eh? But first, let's look at the championship leaders. Clank Hughes winning in Australia has put him in first place. He's got Max Hammerlink, who put on a brilliant show for us. Unfortunately, losing out to his first win there. He's trailing behind at 18 points, and then Dave Southwood, who also achieved his first podium there in Australia. He was one to look out for, definitely. And I mean, what else is there to say, really? As you can see, F0 ahead with 31 points. Vermin Racing Team, though, 18 points. And DAC Alpine there in third with 16 points. The lap times, though, Paul Magzire looking to kind of steal the show tonight, possibly. He's in first place, at least at the moment, during practice. I mean, it's worth mentioning a lot of the drivers, a lot of the challengers tonight with back of the grid penalties for corner cutting in qualifying. But I think I've been waffling on for too long now. Let's let Martin say something.
Yeah, so talking about the back of grid penalty, I was talking to some of the drivers, and they think due to this back of grid, they're gonna be pushing extra hard. And just this last race, we had quite few spins, and they think we will see even more this time around. Hopefully we won't see too many crashes, but a few spins here and there would be nice to see to get the excitement up even more. Coming from last year around to see what we should be expecting, we have Paul Magzire, who finished first last year here in Bahrain, and we've seen him being very, very strong. So maybe he can finish in P1 again.
Yeah.
The two runner-ups that's still racing this year around is Jack Smith, who finished in P4 last year, and Janice Van Dyke in P5 last year around. So keep an eye out on those three, because we might see them coming good around here again.
Can I just make a quick correction? So I don't think Jack Smith is racing tonight. Oliver Williams' teammate is, and Max Hamlink, the team reserve is. But yeah, it's a full force from Vermin tonight. Just like to point out, though, the 5 drivers that received back of grid penalties last time out in Australia. Max Hammerlink, who finished second. Max Younger, three-time Hybrid Series champion, who retired in Australia last time out. And Max Stein, who finished 6th. We've also got James May and Clank Hughes, but they're not participating tonight, so when they do, they will receive a penalty. But we're rolling with David Bull at the moment, who is currently in 8th position. It says here. It says 7th as well, but hey, I just read what's in front of me. Hey, we're still in practice.
Still in practice, so it's he spins a little bit there. It's a nice track, this is, and I love it. It's a nice race, and the lighting's just perfect. Track designed by Herman Tilke, who's designed a lot of the Formula 1 tracks. So
Yeah.
it's a typical track for him as well.
Tilka
But a very
drones, as
beautiful
they're
track.
called.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see what we'll get in qualifying. Qualifying, who it does matter quite a bit here, but of course it always does. But there's still quite a few overtaking moves, especially to turn 1, which is a very heavy braking zone after the start-finish straight.
Yeah, the thing is,
my-
with as Hellas Panos spins out, as he was up on his time, and sorry to cut across, but yeah, turn 1, it should be noted that it's all about the exit of that turn as well. So you'll see a lot of drivers maybe going for moves at turn 1, but if they compromise the entry into turn 2, then they're going to be giving up that all that hard work that they've just gained.
Yeah. And it's a track that's a lot of different corners. It has quite a few long sweeping corners, but you have my favorite corners of turn 9 and 10 onto the back straight there, which is it's quite tricky corners. First coming in, it's almost a 2 apex corner, but it is 2 corners. It's quite tricky to get the braking right, because you brake going into the turn. There's no really straight where you can brake into that corner.
A lot of action here on track tonight. People wanted to get the last few laps in, maybe finishing a stint. But a lot of drivers also making mistakes now. But as they say, it's always best to get the mistakes out during practice when it doesn't matter.
So I'm just gonna check here. So we've had some people putting a ton of lap, others not as much, and I wonder how much that will pay out. Of course, the time you get, the better for the most part. I'm just going to see what we do here in practice compared to the times they've set. So currently the times set is just 127s, 128s, not really the faster times. Looking at the quicker times, we've gone down to 24s, 25s. Up until now, in the free practice that has been going on during the week. Will be fun to see how low they can push it.
But yeah, we should be seeing obviously the one-stop strategy take place tonight. A lot of drivers saying they can probably manage the soft to medium, which is, was it, C4 to C3. However, you might see that strategy reversed from the back of grid, as they'll be looking to maybe do a longer stint at the start and go on to a softer one.
I've also heard that I was talking to a few drivers before, and quoting them, they say that if you go for anything else than a one-stopper, then you're crazy. So myself, I like when there's a lot of pit stops, but it seems like it will be one important pit stop today.
Well, yeah, you're right there. I don't think the track temperatures will adjust the pit stops, or at least the frequency of them. However, they might see the drivers go to harder compounds.
Yeah.
As Paul Magsier sets the fastest lap with 30 seconds to go, 1:26.2.
As we're coming up to the end of practice here, and it's real. Nerves are gonna get turned on now, and the excitement is rising here for the quali tonight.
It's very dark around this track, I must admit. The livery is being very hard to make out, so I do apologise for that. As you can see, the brake discs glowing up though.
I can see that actually for you. I've seen there is suddenly some bugs, because that's what happens in sim racing. For most of the drivers I've seen, they've been talking on and off about it. For me, it looks perfectly fine. So hopefully we can get that sorted before the race goes.
I don't know about that.
Here, Kilgore, I will see if I can get something small to you here while we wait for practice to finish off here. Ooh, as we have a spin into the pits. Can't make out who that is.
So as practice comes to an end, we can see that a lot of the drivers, kind of as we predicted them, Paul Magzire taking top spot at the moment. However, I mean, I wouldn't rule anyone out. Paul Magzire does look like the favourite, I must admit, but you don't know what these guys are capable of when the heat is up.
Yeah, no, anything can happen, and we saw that last race where both James May in first and Paul Magzire in second. Well, first they touched and James spun, and then Paul just cracked under pressure and he spun himself from first position. So you know, anything can happen, and well, even if I don't hope for Paul to spin, of course, but I do hope he doesn't pull away too far either. I hope we get a nice, exciting race, just like last time around.
Yeah, you're right there. Newly signed driver for. Give me a second while I get up that information. I apologise for this. But newly signed driver at M Sport, Jake Bond, is looking like he could be one of the challengers tonight. Quite exciting. Not too far off the pace at the moment. But all eyes on Hellas Panos tonight, unfortunately for him, as he will be taking the challenge to his teammate and keeping him honest, or at least as best as he can, as we wait for qualifying to start.
We will see. This is where all the setup they've worked on and all the practice put in will pay off the most.
As qualifying is underway, the drivers peel out the pits, and
a lot of people is quick out of the pits there. You sometimes would think people would wait, but they all go out directly. I guess it's in safe.
DAC Alpine driver Dave Southwood first out the pits though, as we roll alongside with him. Opting for the softer compound tyre, obviously, which I think is going to be a popular tyre tonight in qualifying.
Yeah, the softer it is, the more traction we get, so most of the time it ends up being the quickest as well.
Of course, we're celebrating the 69th race tonight, a big milestone for Formula Trout. We've never got this far before.
I'll tell you, the driver has been very excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, we won't go into further detail regarding that. However,
but the track is very nice decals around the track, so with the pink colors I've seen around.
Yeah, we want it to stand out, obviously. But yeah, big birthday for Trout League tonight, as Dave Southwood goes around the final corner as I leave the UI on the wrong setting, and here we go, opens DRS, and it's the longest straight now along the track. Coming up to the braking zone, brakes just off the 100-meter board, and as I said before, you really want to make sure you get the perfect line out of turn one. Gets a bit of oversteer but manages to hold on.
And as I'm looking further down the field, people were going quite close to each other there. It's almost look like they're racing. Personally, I would think with all the dirty air you get that you would like to stay behind for quite a bit, especially in this track, because it doesn't have that many straights to keep you. It's not very straight. It's very sweeping corners, left, right. We'll see what happens with them. Maybe they back off at the end of their past laps and try to go again.
Dave Southwood locking up there into turn 10. Still holding on though. Turn 10 seems to catch out a lot of drivers under the pressure.
Yeah, just as I stated before, it's a very tricky corner, 910 there. You have to get it just right, or it can mess you up badly. It's just the fact that it's a corner you don't really have, usually in front of all the corners, the sharper corners, you have some sort of straight where you can put your wheel straight and you can brake. But with 910, you're coming in pretty quick, but still it keeps on turning and you have to brake on the turning if you don't get it just right.
So Dave Southwood first across the line, however, was pipped by Paul Magzai with a 125.9. Only driver so far to break into the 25s. Can you just point out to the crowd watching what are the track temperatures at the moment, if you haven't already? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm asking you, can you?
I'll absolutely get that if you give me just a second here.
And Oscar's spun out! Oscar's spun out! Oscar's out of the session, unfortunately. That's him done. And he managed to get the one lap in, unfortunately. That's it. That's it for him. Will it be good enough?
I'm not going to be happy about that.
Oscar Williams was one of the drivers that was predicted to maybe challenge Paul Magzai tonight. Vermin looking strong, but now on the back foot as only one of the drivers are competing in the session tonight.
Yeah. Going to track temperature. We have a grip that's almost up at maximum levels now, and it will just be getting a little bit faster. We have 24 Celsius in the air, and on the track we have 36 degrees of Celsius, and probably we'll see that climbing a bit as they get heat into the track. Not sure, actually, coming to sim racing here again, I'm not sure how the night affects the temperature, if it's realistic or not.
I mean, these are all numbers predetermined by the race director.
Right.
It will all be kind of a roll of the dice, if you... All the drivers now have done their one lap. They'll peel back into the pits. I assume at least. Jonas I can't pronounce his name. Holzapfel. Hopefully that's not wrong. Up on his time. The Scuderia Rapid. Damn it! Why can't they just be simple?
As I see here, I'm getting some intel here that the reason for Oscar actually having to stop as well was actually not only that he spun out, but he had too little fuel in his car.
Oh no!
So that's a rookie mistake that a
really
driver
is.
like Oscar shouldn't do.
Yeah.
But we all do mistakes here, and
he's been out of action for a while. As Matthew Clip is having issues maybe with the trying to connect to the server. Hope he manages to fix that soon.
That's huge implications for Oscar for such a still quite a small mistake. As we go further in here now, we're getting closer and closer to the 10-minute mark. Paul Magzai, who is the favorite of the night, is topping the sheet so far. They're down into the 25s. I wonder if we will see them push lower the 25s. Currently it's very high 25s, so that will be interesting to see.
A lot of complaints regarding it being too dark. I do apologise, guys. I mean, I don't want to delay the race start, but if it is that bad, I will try and jump out the server and maybe disable the mods if the chat can help me. However, winning with Paul Magzai at the moment, 4 pole positions so far. Can he make it a 5th?
It's too bad I don't have everything set up, otherwise I could just start it right now, but...
Why is Max Stein in the chat as well? I want to know. I'm pretty sure he's registered, so if he's not participating... Oh no, he's got the penalty, hasn't he? Me being silly. Sorry.
Yeah. He has got the back of good penalty.
It's Hellas Panos goes fastest.
Hellas Panos. As you said, we have to watch out for him as well.
Hellas Panos.
So,
Excuse me to intervene, but Martin, can you make sure to not press the steering wheel button for the race, because Max is gonna be behind you.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. I will
really?
not. I will make sure not to. Until how many like lap in should be okay.
Yeah, just don't press the steering wheel button until the start.
Yeah. No, of course. No, of course. I've done that mistake before, and I won't do it again.
Am I allowed to?
You also have to wait.
Ah, okay. I'll try and remember. What mod is it that's causing the thing to be really dark? Is he still here? Are we alone now? No, he's still here.
No, he's still here. Still here. It's a shame. Everything looks beautiful for me.
I mean, the track looks
do you
beautiful.
have a Sol install?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Any post-processing effects?
Probably.
Yeah, you probably want to turn those. As we're coming closer to 10 minutes off the race tonight, off the quali, sorry.
Harry Bargamento goes off there just at the start of sector 2 by the looks of things, yeah.
Magsire getting close to the 24s now at 25.3 is his fastest.
Christoph Turner down on his time. Jake Bond slowly clawing his time back, but he's gonna come across traffic if he's fast enough. Can he use it? Oh no, but there we go, he stays out of the way. Just over 10 minutes left now in qualifying.
Jonas Holstapfel goes up to P3 there.
Well done, I think you got that right.
Yeah.
Jake Bond though,
It's
still gaining.
nice livery on Jonas there, I gotta say.
You're right there, the Scuderia Rapidamente guys.
And there's names isn't the easiest, as we know. I mean, at least we can get their names right. We're not like the real Formula 1 commentators saying Force India to the racing points.
Yeah, I know, right?
But it's not the easiest. And it will be nice to see her now. Bond putting in a 26.0. If you want, Kilgore, I can quickly put this stream up if you want to try to fix your stuff. And then I don't really have an overlay, but then you can turn it back on again.
Might have to come to that, I don't know. Just noticed something wrong with the stream already.
Let's see here. So it seems like currently we don't have a lot of people improving. Not as close as the field of last time around. They're spanning of around 3 seconds, more than 3 seconds over the field now. Hopefully it gets closer and closer. Magsire with 2:10 is quicker than anyone at the moment, which is quite a gap. So, and today he'll just have to keep his nerves down and keep his laps to. Oscar Williams gonna be furious sitting in pit lane now.
Christoph Turner getting held up by a car there and spinning out at the last corner. That's not going to help his chances, as he's most likely going to peel into the pits now if that wasn't already his intentions in the first place. Carlos Panos up on his time though, as he's trying to take the challenge to Paul Magsire with just 8 minutes to go.
BM Racing there with a nice livery. They all have such beautiful liveries this season. Here we go, he's coming up to the finishing corners of the track. What do you think? Can he contend with Magsire?
Seems to be holding it together so far. If anything, he's still gaining.
And he is up on his lap.
He's into the
And he
24s.
does! 124.9! So Maxar now will have to respond to that. I'm gonna check over to Maxar. Maxar is up 3/10. So it's gonna be just around. It's gonna be so very close. Oh, and he does. Oh my god, and that's close. That's 5 thousandths of a second between the two of them. A 24.931 and 24.936. Now that is some close qualifying here. And that is just what we like.
Jonas Hoserpafel was up there, and he's down, and he's up again. I can't tell. I guess he's made so many mistakes during the lap. He's up all over the place. There's one of the BM drivers pulls to one side there, but it looks like Jonas might have to pull out of this lap because he just seems to have lost a lot of time.
As we have some other people in chat as well mentioning the stream, it looks grayish. It looks fine for me except that the darkness.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, if you want, we can try. You take over.
I'll take over for a little while, yeah?
Yeah. I'm gonna end it now.
Let me just get